The President of the United States is arguably the most powerful person in the entire world, but even the most powerful people sometimes need to travel. How does the Secret Service consistently guarantee the President's protection when traversing through incredibly dangerous, unpredictable, and unknown circumstances? And what happens if the President needs to travel abroad? He can't just take the entire motorcade with him, or can he? Approximately $350 million each year is spent solely on the president's travel arrangements. And from the outside, it may seem like the presidential motorcade is just an expensive group of luxury cars. However, it is actually an elaborate and meticulously crafted convoy of vehicles, each one playing a vital role in ensuring the safety, security, and seamless movement of the President of the United States during his ground travel. The centerpiece of this convoy is the presidential limousine, affectionately referred to as the Beast. While the concept of the Beast has been around since the early 2000s, the current iteration, a custom-built Cadillac, was introduced into service in September of 2018 and represents the pinnacle of automotive security and technology. The Beast embodies a plethora of features designed to safeguard the president in various scenarios. Its interior is sealed airtight with its own separate air supply to fortify from and protect against chemical attacks. The Beast's tires are also engineered to withstand gunfire and continue functioning. Its doors are heavily armored, boasting an impressive 8-inch thickness and are equipped with electrifiable handles for additional security measures. Moreover, the vehicle is stocked with a supply of blood matching the president's blood type, strategically stored to address medical emergencies effectively. Finally, the windows, which are crafted from 5-inch thick, durable, bulletproof glass, and in the event of an explosive attack, the Beast, along with the accompanying electronic countermeasures vehicle, can apparently even deploy smoke grenades to disrupt visibility and mask heat signatures, enhancing the convoy's defensive capabilities against sophisticated threats like automated missiles. While the Beast represents a pinnacle of protective vehicular technology, the presidential motorcade extends beyond a single vehicle and instead is built of several specially designed vehicles, all filling an integral purpose in keeping the president safe. If you can believe it, the president even travels with a top-secret shipping container that also has an integral purpose in the president's day-to-day. Prior to the president's arrival, a series of lead vehicles, including the route car and sweepers, often motorcycles, navigate the route minutes ahead, clearing intersections and ensuring a consistent pace of the motorcade. This strategic maneuvering minimizes the president's exposure to potential risks by keeping him on the road for as brief a time as possible. Following these lead vehicles is the Watchtower, known also as the Electronics Countermeasures Suburban, tasked with detecting, disrupting, and neutralizing electronic threats. Equipped with advanced electronic warfare systems, the Watchtower can identify radio waves coming from bombs or remote activation devices and disable them before they can activate. Following the Watchtower is the Beast, accompanied by a vehicle, potentially several, that are exact copies of the Beast. This is done to confuse potential threats by keeping it completely unknown which beast is holding the president at any time. They even have matching license plate numbers so that there is no way to definitely confirm which is the correct one, even if you tracked it from the starting destination. Nearby are vehicles carrying Secret Service agents known as halfbacks. These can be easily distinguished by the armed Secret Service agent staring out the opened rear window, ready to respond quickly to a threat. The counter-assault team is another separate group of Secret Service agents whose responsibility is to remain on site of an attack and combat the threat, while the other group is responsible for staying with and shielding the president at all times. Supporting this security setup are specialized units like the Hazardous Material Mitigation Unit, equipped to handle various hazardous materials such as chemicals, biological agents, and nuclear substances. These units use advanced detection equipment and protective gear to swiftly respond to hazardous incidents. Additionally, the motorcade includes the Roadrunner, which houses a sophisticated satellite communication system which allows for the president or members of his staff to have private and encrypted calls if needed. As the motorcade advances, a local ambulance and rear patrol vehicle follow, ready to respond quickly to any unexpected situations. One final vehicle that travels with the president, yet is rarely mentioned in the public eye, is a top-secret container that is integral to the security of the president and classified information while on the road. This container is known as an SCIF, or a Sensitive Compartmented Information Facility. Think of an SCIF as a fortified vault for classified information, whether it's on wheels or within a building. It's a sealed space where the most sensitive and compartmentalized information, SCI, is produced and discussed. This information is so confidential that it demands its own special handling and stringent security measures. SCIFs exist in both permanent and temporary setups. They can be found in official government buildings, aboard ships, and even in the private residences of high-ranking officials. When officials need to travel, these secure facilities can be swiftly set up in hotel rooms or other locations, ensuring that the sensitive information remains protected at all times. Okay, so that explains how the president gets around on the ground, but what happens when he needs to take far trips, be that across the country or even internationally? Fear not, the United States government has got that covered as well. To start, despite the insanely high-tech vehicles that comprise the motorcade, it is still the most vulnerable that the president ever is. Because of this, the plan is always to keep the president off the road as much as possible. To ensure this, they only really use the motorcade for trips that are under 30 minutes, and in most other cases, they'll utilize a helicopter for travel known as Marine One, which actually isn't the name of a specific helicopter, but rather a call sign for any helicopter that is currently carrying the president. The helicopter used is usually either a VH-3D Sea King or a Black Hawk, all belonging to HMX-1. Similarly to the motorcade, the president does not travel alone, even when using Marine One. After takeoff, Marine One is joined up by up to 5 identical-looking helicopters that regularly shuffle around during travel, similarly to the Beast clone. This is done to mask specifically which chopper the president is in at any time. The most common function of Marine One is to take the president from the White House to the Andrews Air Force Base, where Air Force One is located. For trips that require a more robust form of air travel, they utilized what is known as Air Force One. Similar to Marine One, Air Force One also isn't the name of a specific aircraft and is just a call sign for any plane that is currently carrying the president. However, when most people refer to Air Force One, they're specifically talking about the Boeing VC-25A, which is the highly customized Boeing 747-200B series aircraft. The design and operation of Air Force One are tailored to meet the unique needs of presidential travel. While the intricacies of Air Force One are not all public knowledge, the aircraft is supposedly equipped with advanced communication systems, secure and encrypted communication channels, and sophisticated defensive measures to ensure the president's safety and connectivity while airborne. These systems allow the president to stay in constant contact with government officials, military commanders, and key advisors during flights, regardless of location or circumstances. Air Force One is operated by a dedicated team of Air Force pilots, crew members, and support personnel who have undergone rigorous security clearances, background checks, and specialized training to ensure they can handle the pressures of flying the president and their staff safely and efficiently. Aboard Air Force One are various rooms for anything the president could possibly need. There are private quarters for the president, including an office, a conference room, and sleeping quarters. There are also facilities for press conferences, including upwards of 13 seats for members of the White House press. The aircraft also includes secure communication facilities, medical facilities, and advanced defense systems to protect against potential threats. The current model of Boeing aircraft being used has been in service since the 1990s, and while it has been effective for the needs of the United States government, they decided that it was finally time to look into upgrading. The Air Force stated that capability gaps, rising maintenance costs, and parts obsolescence were the primary reason they were looking at something new. The U.S. Air Force ordered 2 Boeing 747-8I jumbo jets. However, getting those off the ground has been a bit of a logistical nightmare in recent years. Boeing has faced numerous problems with the VC-25B program, including shortages of workers and parts that have delayed the delivery of the first two Air Force One jets until 2027. To date, the company has lost over $2.4 billion on the program, and it doesn't look as though that cost will stop rising as the years go on, as Boeing continues to stumble through their own problems. Okay, so the United States certainly seems to have everything covered in terms of traveling throughout the country. But what happens if the president needs to leave the country? If the president touches down in foreign lands, potentially dangerous lands, how do they ensure that he remains safe? Surely they're not bringing the entirety of the motorcade wherever he goes, right? Actually, in many cases, they do take the entire motorcade with them. Transporting the presidential motorcade to other countries involves careful planning, coordination, and logistics. The primary method of transporting the presidential motorcade to other countries is by using Air Force transport aircraft, such as the C-17 Globemaster III or C-5 Galaxy. These aircraft have the capability to carry multiple vehicles, including the Beast, various support vehicles, communications equipment, and security personnel. Before the president's arrival, advance teams, including Secret Service agents, logistics specialists, and security personnel, are deployed to the destination country. They coordinate with local authorities, assess security arrangements, and prepare the logistics for transporting the motorcade upon arrival. Despite being in another country, the U.S. government will ensure that the maximum effort is put in to keep the president safe and secure while he is there. Historically, there have been countless assassination attempts on United States presidents, dating all the way back to 1835 with a failed attempt at Andrew Jackson's life. However, since the implementation of many of the security measures, such as the Beast, the last time an assassination attempt actually resulted in a sitting president being harmed was Ronald Reagan, now over 40 years ago. That doesn't mean that they haven't been attempted. The more recent attempts include two high-profile cases in October of 2018, where 16 bombs were sent via mail to prominent Democrats, including Presidents Obama and Clinton, Trump critics, and news outlets, while another culprit sent letters laced with ricin to President Trump and senior U.S. military figures. Given the continued success at snuffing out and preventing these attempts, it shows that clearly these measures being put in place are worth it and have been effective. We can only wait and wonder how the United States government will continue to implement more and more security features to ensure the safety of the president moving forward. Bye for now.